Hi and welcome back to another one of Nita and Shenae's weekly videos. Thanks for watching. This week we are so excited because we get to show you our very first interview. We had the pleasure of interviewing Jamie Boston, who's an arborist in Australia, and word on the street, he's the best tree climber in Australia. So you'll find out more about that later in the video.
Yes, we posted a question on Facebook saying if we were going to interview an arborist in our showroom, what questions do you want answered? So look out for your questions throughout the video, and yeah, we hope you enjoy.
So first up, we're going to chat to Jamie about one of the competitions he did recently, which is the Redbull Comp. So let's get into it.
I won the ascent, the open ascent challenge, which is good. It's they cut the ground and everything, and then went through. You do qualifying, quarterfinals, semi-finals, finals. I qualified well, and then went into the quarterfinals. Got second in the quarterfinals. So I went from 68 climbers basically down to the final 5. So in the semi-final run, I dislocated my shoulder.
So backtrack. This is the ascent climb. So
the ascent one's just a race. It was just 30
so I thought that was all it was.
Nah, so there was that one, and then there was just basically start at the top of the tree, swing your way through. Each level you go through the competition adds more stations you got to get to. So at the start it might have been 4 stations you got to get around, just ring the bell with your hand. Big sort of rush around sort of thing, and then the further you go through the competition, more with different colours and more stations to hit. So it's set in a massive 45-metre ring on the river.
I saw the picture.
It was unreal. So yeah, they did the qualifying on the Friday, and then Friday night, under lights and everything, they did the open ascent, which was really cool. Anyone that wanted to do it, that was competing obviously, just had one go, race up the rope. It was timed. It was head to head, so you got to race someone, and then so I won that, which was good. Put in a fair bit of work for that one.
And this is footlocker, so this is like...
No, not footlock, just on ascenders. So the footlock's pretty much, they pretty much got rid of the footlock now.
Yeah, I was going to say, because not many people can do it.
No.
It's hard. So do you know what it is?
No.
So
hold 2 ropes, and you lock the feet in your rope. I lock the rope in your feet, and then you stand up, and it's it's kind of like climbing a rope. So it's just rope on rope, and it's all you. And now the ascenders, so it's like a hand ascender with a camming device, and so you just sort of like nearly like walking up a ladder, but just up the rope sort of thing. So you've got things that.
Oh, okay, right.
I've got videos of it.
Oh, really? I thought it'd be cool. Yeah, it's super hard.
Sounds super hard.
I tried to teach my little boy how to climb a rope, climb a rope. And I got about to the I was like, okay, that's how you do it now.
It's definitely a technique thing. The more you do it, comes, the technique makes it easier and all of that.
Super hard.
So then that was really cool. So they had a bar and everything right there.
So do you win something like decent prize?
Yeah, so I won $2,000 cash and big Red Bull trophy. That was pretty cool. And some gear prizes.
Excellent.
And then so the after qualifying round, it went from 68 climbs to 40. So then the Saturday was the 3 rounds, so quarterfinals, semi-finals, finals, pretty much back to back sort of thing. So and then it was sort of peg draw, I think, basically out of the top 40 where you went. I was second last, which was nice, so I got to watch everyone go through, which definitely helped me.
I was going to say, I won't do that, do that for sure.
Same mistake,
There was a few places they were getting caught, their ropes were getting caught and things like that. We all got to practice the trees, which is a bit different to a normal competition, which is nice, so everyone gets a good feel of it.
Yeah, because that does make a difference.
Because it's it's a spectacle as much as it's a competition at those things.
Do many people go to watch?
Well, it's in a small town, like it was Balranald, so it was really small country town, and they really want to run that sort of stuff. But there was pretty much everyone from the town was there, and it was all talked about. It was pretty cool.
So where'd you come in the other one? In the second
so I got in the semi-finals. I dislocated my shoulder, popped it back in, and I finished. And got to the ground, and I basically made the finals, so top 5.
You made it to the finals.
Yeah. Made the top 5.
You were
I tried to tape it up, I tried to make it work, but by that point it was hurting too much, so I had to pull out of it. I had the Asia Pacific Championships the next weekend to think about, and I wish I was but there was a lot of money for first, I think it was $6,000 for first place, and it's going to be bigger this year. So
really,
So
I hope nothing pops out again for you.
Well, Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things, isn't it?
Lots of drama. So, the national championships a couple of weeks ago. in the Masters Challenge. I popped it out twice in the Masters Challenge. Just went up and was going over to one of the stations, and I used like a hook, like a grappling hook, to sort of traverse across and come back in, and I just like flicked it, and it was went flick, and it's just popped out, and I like wiggled it around and put it back in, kept going, and it was good enough, you know. I got second, and that was enough to go to the World Championship. So,
so what did the doctors say? Why does it do that?
Is it once it's popped, it always pops out?
Yeah, so a few years ago at a Asia Pacific Tree Climbing Championships in Singapore, on the Masters Day, it was a really poor setup. It was in the middle of the city. There was a park here, main road here, Masters Tree here. I went across the road to get some stuff. I got hit by a car. I broke my back. Smashed my elbow went into the windscreen, so it smashed into my shoulder. So I've got a flat spot on the ball and a tear. So when it gets to a point where the flat spot meets the tear, it sort of just wants to fall out. So
doesn't work.
It really needs to be fixed, but it's going to have to wait till after the World Championships. I'm going to spend my money on the physio.
But then it might pop while you're at the Worlds.
It's okay.
That's like my father, like he's got a sore shoulder, something's rubbing together, but it's like 6 weeks out of action. He was like, nope. That's like in a sling.
Mine's 6 months. Like I've had this one fixed already.
Oh, so you know the op.
Yeah, I've had the same thing fixed basically on this
Not a car
side.
accident?
No, motocross and things like that. So pretty prone to injuries.
What is it with this industry? My brothers are both arborists.
Yeah.
Both engine motorbikes, motocross.
Yeah.
Racing. One of them used to race quads.
Yeah.
Forever visiting them at the hospital.
Yeah. I think it comes with the territory with, you know, it's an adrenaline thing.
Yeah.
The way I sort of explain it to people is it's a, you know, very dangerous, can be very scary industry. You get to a point in the tree and you're like, I've got to go there, or I've got to cut this, or I've got to do something. And it's like, you've got to just be able to switch it off and then, you know, keep going. And I think they all sort of, you know, similar to motocross and similar to those sorts of sports, they sort of all fit together. Like I, you know, raced motorbikes and everything growing up, and then I was a carpenter for a couple of years. And it was boring. It was fun. I was good at it, and but it was, you know, not much going on. And then
Till you get that secular saw right, I'm gonna make this fun.
And then one of my mates was like, "Oh, come have a go at this." I think you're good at it, and then that was it. You know?
I think that's it. You're either an arborist or a tree, you know, whatever they want to call themselves, or you're not, because I've had friends that, you know, watch what my family does and they're like, oh, that looks like so much fun, let me have a go. And they'll put them in a harness and get them up just a small palm tree and it starts swinging and they're like, get me down!
Yeah, absolutely. It's a job that is really hard, and if you didn't love it, you wouldn't do it. Like, you got to put yourself in positions you don't want to be in. You flog your body. You don't get paid fantastically for the dangers you get put through.
We looked it up, didn't we? It was it number 3 on the top 10 most dangerous jobs in the world?
Yeah.
And that was on a couple of websites.
Like window cleaning.
Oddly enough, that apparently is your next stage. When this is no longer giving you the thrills, apparently window cleaning is what.
There's a lot of people that transition from tree work to it. There's more money in it. But you don't.
That's the crazy
I don't know if I could do
it.
it. I don't like cleaning windows. I don't like painting, because that's pretty much what you do. I looked into it for a while there, and you know, after I'd hurt my shoulder the first time, and I was like, oh, you know, maybe I could make more money doing something else, and you know, you could go drill holes for blasting in the mines and things like that. And it's like, you have to go through, and you got to get time in the harness doing it. So you've got to go clean windows, and you got to go paint buildings, and you got to go do stuff that really doesn't interest me.
Could you imagine getting down to like the bottom level and be like, you've missed a bit up there on the 18th floor? Yeah, sure, great. I'll just go do that again.
15th window on the 84th
They're
floor.
lucky though. I think they go to the top and then upside down. They don't have to climb up the outside.
Go back up.
Pretty good scars.
Oh, really?
Through there. It's sort of in the crease, but you can't see it. I was cutting above my head in Darwin in the Northern Territory, on an island actually. Wet hands.
I'm just going to turn this down.
Sweaty wet hands from working up there in the humidity. And last cut, and I slipped off the saw, and for some reason I've gone to catch it. straight into me, and I was like, and if I cut my fingers on my hands, I'm no good. I gotta get down, otherwise I won't make.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm really bad. It's only my fingers and that. Anything else, I'm fine.
Really?
Yeah. And I put one through through the fingernail as well, like cutting and just when I was new to climbing and buried it through the fingernail. And,
man, that would have hurt because there's so many nerves at the end of your fingers.
Yeah, it was rough.
You get like the least.
I just got to the ground before I was like.
And you get the least amount of sympathy for it. Like, oh, it's a finger. Suck it up.
Yeah.
This hurts way worse than my leg half hanging off.
Yeah, I stubbed my finger the other day and it was blood everywhere.
That was like the same. I was changing a long boy blade, but I didn't tighten the screw up, and it took like this part of my skin off, and I started bleeding everywhere. And I'm like,
well, my best one was this one. And this was at a garden show. Yeah, I did it with one of the pole saws, the sickle on it.
Yeah.
Pulled the pole out of the box and the scabbard was on the sickle and it went straight through. The biggest problem I had with that one though, I was telling the girls, is whenever I'm a bit of a girl, as they call it, so as soon as I cut myself, I tend to like grab it and hold on to it really tight, and for 10 seconds you're like, I didn't do it. I really didn't just cut the top of my finger off or whatever it was. So in this case, I grabbed my hand and went, damn, because I knew exactly what I'd done. And I was like annoyed with myself, and then all of a sudden I went, I think my finger's in my hand. And I looked down and I had literally just like pushed my thumb straight into my hand and closed it up over it. I was like, ah! That's worse, now it's open. Yeah, that was gross. So don't grab it.
Never believe what that one's from. You know the Glad wrap that you cut? I took my shirt off, Mum, when I was young. Mum's like, give me your shirt and I'll wash it. I took my shirt off and the cupboard was right there and I just went boom, to the middle of the Glad wrap. Shocking.
It does, it opens up that part of the hand. It's like quite fatty or something.
What silkies do you use?
I use a Gontero, the 300 mil. I used to run a 240 because I don't often use it that much. It's just for more little stuff. And it was nice and small on my harness, so the shorter scabbard was nice. I then just started running a long one. For the competitions, you need as much reach as you can sort of get. I prefer a straight one. Sometimes you can be in really funny positions and you cut what you need to cut and then you need to put it back. And sometimes it's hard to put it in the right direction if you've got a curved blade. So you can just stick it in either way if you run a straight one, and that's why I prefer a straight one over a curved one, and it's quite a bit smaller, like shorter than. I've always run the 330 Silky.
The Zubat
before I had straight ones, and it was quite long and quite big and would get in the way sometimes because I run it on the same side as my chainsaw. So sometimes I get tangled up. So.
All funny games.
I actually prefer, when I'm working I have a lock in the case, but I've actually got an old red, I don't know what saw it was off, it was a Montara red one.
That is the root cutting saw.
And it was short, that one over there.
The short one,
I used to run that, because it was red and pretty. I didn't, for no other reason other than I like the colour of it. I actually still run that 240 scabbard, but with the 300 blade when I'm doing competition.
So it like shoots out the other end?
Just what I'm doing. I've cut the bottom of it to open it up, but I prefer the little shorter, and it's red as well. So.
And they've stopped making it red. It's devastating.
I know. I ordered one and I was like, I wanted a yellow one, and I couldn't get a yellow one. So
they stopped doing that too.
The Presenti one was yellow as well.
So I prefer one that's, I run a lanyard on it, I prefer one that's not clicking. I find it comes in and out easier in a competition. But at work, I run just a clicking one. And then,
if you're climbing upside down, it's got to flip back out.
So the main reason I don't run in a competition, I run a lanyard and I don't run a clicking one. My first ever competition was I let the guy before me my handsaw because he didn't have one. I was like, here you go, you can borrow mine. And then he went up in the tree and then the judges were like, who's next? Me. And they're like, where's your handsaw? I said, oh, he's got it, I need to get back. And he's like, nah, you got to go up there. And that guy let me one of those, and they were probably the only clicking case. I think all the other saws were still.
They were the first real clicking.
I did the whole climb and got to the bottom. I got to the bottom and I rang the bell and it tipped upside down and I dropped the saw.
And
you just got
because you didn't click it back in.
Because I didn't click it back in. And then I was like, never again. And I just had a vendetta against it, basically. I'm used to it now and I'm fine with it now. For a long time.
Bad memory. But the Tsurugi curved is the only one that you can reverse. So if you're a left-hander or you like it on the other side, you can actually unscrew it, turn it around
Right.
and put it in. So that's quite cool.
Yeah.
The Zubats, for some reason, they still haven't modified that. It
Yeah.
does make it more expensive, I guess. Maybe that's why.
Mm.
But yeah, it's quite cool. The
Yeah.
narrow tsurugi, which
Yeah,
I
it's
will
over there.
grab.
I've actually put a
Oh, yeah.
video on YouTube of how to do it. It literally takes
Yeah, that's
about
right.
30 seconds. Because all you need is a screwdriver because it doesn't have any of the
Right, so the top's the same.
yeah,
you
no
just
screws or
flip
anything
that
in the
around.
handle, so it's just easy to
So yeah, these just come out, take it off, twirl it around,
That's
and then it goes that way.
yeah.
That's really cool.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we used to get a lot of requests from, well, not a lot, but a few requests from people that were left-handed going on a left-handed curved saw. And we're like, oh, and we'd asked Japan, and they were like, it's just not economical to make them for
Yeah.
a small percentage, unfortunately. But then they came up with this idea, so I was like, sweet, everyone's happy.
Yeah,
now.
I
So,
used to run my hand saw on the left and my hand saw on the right.
Yep.
And that was at the time I used to get given the curved, the zoom
Yeah,
back
so
to
you
work.
draw from that one.
Yeah.
And it didn't really worry me so much that it had to be the other way because
Yep.
I normally reach with
Yes.
my right hand. I
Yes.
pull it out of this and then cut
Yep.
my right hand anyway.
Yep.
So it wasn't such a big deal. But
Yeah.
basically, again, competition things. I
Yes.
just tried to eliminate all factors, so then I
Yes.
just started moving it to my right.
So have you ever tried the saw?
Tried it.
Yeah.
Not really a fan. I find
Okay.
it catches my rope.
So attached top and bottom?
What do you mean?
Like,
Oh, yeah, here.
both at top and
Yeah.
bottom, still catching?
I find the handle on the saw can
Okay.
catch or it'll catch stuff, and
Yep.
it's probably good if you're this way out on a branch.
Yes.
It's probably easy.
Yep.
Well, one of the ways, and
Yep.
I just found it easier
Okay.
to be
The
right there.
height.
I like to have when I'm climbing my
Yep.
lanyards quite short loops.
Yep.
Everything's as high up and as close as I can to allow my feet and everything to be free when I'm moving and not catch
Yep.
on so much stuff. So I keep it all as compact as possible
Yes.
around here.
Yep.
So I take this off the
Yes.
handsaw.
Yep.
And
And
then
how do you
I-
attach it then?
just with a small clip, and I clip
Right.
it through the side of that.
Okay,
And it
yep.
sort of
Yep.
sits it in the right direction instead of hanging it straight.
Yes.
A little bit easier for my hand to
So
go.
do you want it to be long for then climbing,
Do want it to be long.
but not too long?
But yeah, there's a fine, like you can only have it a certain length.
Oh, okay.
But that's still quite, like I'm pretty sure that the 390 still still passes, but then again it's sort of
Bigger
there's a
than-
fine
yeah.
line that
Does it have to be fixed or can it be folding?
it can be folding, but
Okay.
when you put it out like that's
Yep.
all you're doing, so it's probably slow. And long one can be beneficial. It's probably only one station in the whole climb
Yep.
is the limb walk, and you're normally really stretching to
Right.
ring the bell. It can be
Right.
handy having a long one. I'm pretty tall, so it's
Yep,
normally
so
not
you're okay.
as big a deal. I still
Yep.
I'd run the 300
Okay.
Silky, the Contaro for
Right.
that.
So that's what you use in competitions?
Yes.
So you haven't yet used the gold Zubat?
No.
Oh.
Again, because of it's a trophy. It's up on my wall.
Yeah. Right,
Yeah,
but
it's, well, it's real pretty, and
It is,
Actually,
they're beautiful.
I'd really like one if it was a straight.
These are the old-fashioned ones. I don't even think you can buy these anymore. But yeah, they used to put these little loops. That was their original idea
Yep.
to stop them falling out. But this comes in, this is basically a Montaro family
Yep.
saw.
Yep.
So same sort of design, same
Yep.
handle. The scabbard is quite cool because it doesn't easily fall out, but it's super easy to go in there.
Oh.
Super thin,
Mhm.
so that's why it also goes in there
Yep.
really easy. This is the longest, it comes in a 300 and 330 and a
Yep.
360.
Yep.
But I'm just thinking, if that's what you like for the, nice length, slides nice and easy in, then you can put it
It's
nice.
just caught up enough, like that is unreal though.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So this is designed literally to be a one-cut saw. So it is supposed to cut branches about an inch,
Yep.
inch and a half thick, and
Yep.
it's literally supposed to be
That was
cut.
pretty.
Cut.
and-
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Because they don't prune big branches. They
Yeah.
do it, when they need to be done regularly. And it's got graduated teeth, which is quite unique. So the teeth here
Yep.
start much bigger and then they go
Right.
much smaller, so that your actual finish, because you should
finish is
be
finer and-
at the end of the
nicer.
branch by the time you get to the tip.
Yep.
It's a nicer finished cut.
Yep.
Yeah, it's quite a neat, and super thin as well, so you don't cut much
Yeah.
of the tree, which makes it super fast.
Yep. Yep.
So it's like speed, basically.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's quite neat. But I was just thinking when you were talking Gontaro, they don't make the Gontari longer than the 300 in the standard. I was thinking this comes in a 350 and a 360.
Yeah. What's your favourite tree species to climb and why?
My favourite tree species is an African mulligan. So I did probably a year and a half in Northern Territory in Darwin, and they're everywhere up there, and they're fantastic. They're super strong, really big spread on them, but quite open through the middle that allows for nice movement. And you know, they're 30 metres tall by 40 metres wide, but really open and really clean and super strong. Like you can tie into really little stuff. When you work on them, they pretty much do what you ask them to do, where you cut them directions and things like that. They're grippy. Pretty much everything about them's unreal. So that's definitely my favourite tree. You don't get them in Brisbane, unfortunately, but yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, like a really, really nice wood too. Really red.
Cool. I was going to say, so do you have much? Do you collect wood?
Yeah, not so much. I don't own my own house, so
okay.
big pain in the ass trying to
so
make
so much you can fit in
I cut a really big one down up there for my old boss up there, and his wife is South African.
Yeah.
So if they had the stump back at the yard, we're actually going to turn it into a bar in his shed, and it's this big stump, and then I had a few where the old leaders come off it, and they actually got a guy to carve them African animals. Into the thing, and it's unreal. So they got a couple of them now, so a little bit of Africa.
That's pretty neat. That is really cool.
It looks really, really cool.
So where did he put it?
It's at their property, just on their property.
Oh, just outside?
Yeah. I don't know if they put it inside or not. I don't think so. The only photo I've seen was sort of
outside
in the property. So it's pretty, I think it was 5 tonne worth of.
I was going to say, this is the one thing people often go, oh, you know, don't you take that back? It's like, well, they're not exactly 2 kilos. You're going to have full-on machinery to move this stuff.
It was 30 tonnes of wood out alone come out of the tree, and then 110 cubic mulch or something. So it was really big.
Massive tree. Swap it. Would you swap being an arborist for any other job? Besides window cleaning?
The only maybe professional athlete, if I could and would, you know, that's probably the only thing. And probably one of my favourite things about my job is the crossover with that, with the climbing competitions and work. It's as close as I'm pretty much going to be as being a professional athlete, being paid to do what I enjoy. And you know, I suppose there's a term floats around loosely, industrial athlete, and you know, it sort of really tickles my fancy, I suppose. And I know a lot of people that are in that competition scene are like that. And also, what you don't get in normal sports is camaraderie. You know, even at the highest level I've competed at, Asia Pacifics, and you know, your direct competitor, you'll be at the bottom of the tree. You both haven't done it yet, and he's done it, and they'll be like, oh, I did this, I think you should do this. You know, that you don't get that in any sport. Like this is for you know, national and international championships. And
if we are unpaid for such a high risk job.
Again, back to that, not regulated, legislated enough. You know, my best mate is a carpenter, and he works on, you know, as a on the books full-time employee. He makes upwards of $55 an hour.
Whoa.
Where you won't get that anywhere as a full-time employee as a tree climber. Although, you know, obviously I have more tickets than he has. I'm going to put myself through a lot more than he does. He thinks I'm mad for doing what I do. I think that's got a lot to do with it. It's undersold.
I totally agree. I wish we could get it out somehow in the media, the amazement of what you guys actually do. Like, it's dangerous, it's hard, it's exciting. Like, I don't know how often my family, they started back in woodchopping in New Zealand, and we came over here, and my father, because he had a lot of experience in, I guess, dangerous trees because of the nature of New Zealand. So he started doing a bit of arborist work, and often they'd come over and go, the whole street had their deck chairs out, sitting on the front lawn watching, because it was so exciting, like what we were doing.
Which is, I get that all the time. It still happens all the time. People come up. One of the first questions I ask, how did you get your rope up there? And it's, you know, one of the simplest things with the weight and throw line, and they're just like, how did you get your rope up there? Just blown away.
It wouldn't be good if somebody actually did a show showcasing how challenging, like even that, I mean, I'm sorry, you say it's the easiest thing. I've seen plenty of guys throw that thing in numerous times before they get it when they want it.
I'm one of them.
It's not super
happy
easy.
days, definitely happy days. With the Redbull thing
Yep.
taken off, I think that could change a few,
that's
things.
true.
I know Redbull have tried for a little while to get into it, and now they've found an avenue through Arboriculture Australia to make these events happen. And the last year's one was a huge success. It went off, and apparently, like Redbull in Austria, just loved it. The videos that they've made for it already have had nearly 1 million views.
Brilliant! That might be the answer.
Yeah, so hopefully that sort of happens, and most of the climate competitions, like the nationals and things, the news will be there, and they do some interviews and things like that, which is pretty good. I've been fortunate enough to be a part of a lot of those, and the Red Bull one as well. I think it was.
You can't get more exciting than the guy that's shoulder pops out halfway through and then he puts it back in.
He has a sword and a shoulder scabbard.
Me and my brother, so I've got a brother that's 2 years younger than me. Me and him are super competitive. We both do this. So I think that's sort of where the story started from, being brothers and doing this sort of thing.
So what is your background then? How did you actually get into this?
One of my best mates at the time, he was doing it, just working for a power line trimming company down in, we're from Byron Bay, or Byron Bay area, and he said, come have a crack at this, and I seen him climb, and he was really into it, and he's like, oh, I think you'd be good at this, and then,
So how old were you?
20. So I sort of started, I wish I started earlier, I wish I started straight after school. Did a few years of carpentry apprenticeship and very slow on work.
But see, if you'd done that, you may not have known how much you'd enjoy this. You might have thought, no, I'm going to go back to carpentry.
Yeah, definitely. So got started, and I was fortunate enough that my supervisor and manager at the time, and he taught the guy that taught me to climb, Marcus Ditton. He's current 3rd in the world. So he got me and my brother. Well, I did a year before my brother started, and straight away I'd heard about these competitions, and I was like, that's a piece of me. Pretty do that. And then my brother, he was just finished a snow season down in Jindabyne and being young, and I was like, I'll get you a job, and got him a job, and that's
the rest
is history. So we travelled.
So where did he place?
At Red Bull, he dislocated his shoulder in the practice, so he's just recovered now from his surgery. So
your shoulders are not so good in this.
Actually won a harness for being genetically disabled. So it was part of the prizes at Red Bull, and then he hadn't even gone back to work yet at the recent nationals, so I think he finished 5th or 6th or something. So he's me and him both are top of each other. So I've been 2nd at the last 2 nationals. He was 3rd at the one before that. He's placed in Asia Pacific. So between us, it's good. It's awesome. It's really good having a brother that's into it as well. So we push each other, train with each other, and help each other out, which is awesome. I think that's sort of where it started from with that Red Bull thing was one of the guys there. He likes us and basically steered Red Bull towards us, and have all the interviews and flash cameras. You
used the Gomtara, you tried the Zubat. What other silkies have you tried?
That's basically it. It's actually the extendable sticks.
Oh yeah,
fantastic.
Fossils.
Yeah, they are fantastic. So
the yellow or black, or you tried all of them?
Yellow one's all I've tried. Bit unfortunate that most of the stuff that I do that I require I need them insulated, so I got to use insulated sticks.
Have you seen the silky insulated ones?
No.
Yeah. They're not telescopic, but nothing on the market anymore. They used to make them telescopic, but they stopped it.
Yeah.
But look at the quality in that.
Wow.
So that's not going to bend and flex. It's not like a fishing rod that you're going to hope for the best it lands in the right spot.
4 sticks together.
Yeah, and then you can't put pressure on it because it's too flimsy.
Yeah.
And these you can buy as many as you want and extend it then as long as you want.
Yeah.
But they are so nice.
Those are unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've used those ones before.
Yeah.
They're awesome. They cut so much better than again they're rigid. So
the other cool thing with, and this is the beautiful thing with Silky, which is why we love selling them so much, is everything is just so well thought out with them. So this has actually got a beautiful system as well, so it locks really well, but to press the button to release it, that actually does it for you. So you're not sort of, with that one you've got to kind of put your finger in a little bit, with these. And because, it's fiberglass, it's a different type of strength, so you don't want to be putting too much pressure on that
Yeah.
joining area.
Mhm.
So they thought about that too, and also strengthening it with these bits here gives the fiberglass
Yeah, I've
strength.
broken so many of the round ones. Like
Yep.
we had full in New South Wales. I think they had to be full fiberglass, so they couldn't have this metal connector section.
Okay.
In Queensland, we can run the metal
Yeah.
connectors, so the amount of the fiberglass to hold would flog out, or you'd snap
Yeah.
and put too many on them,
Yeah.
which sometimes you have to, and that's part of it.
This is what drove us crazy with the telescopic ones, because they were great, but every state in Australia has different laws.
Yeah.
So it's like, it was the foam filling back then. I think New South Wales wanted all of the poles foam filled, and I think Queensland wanted just the handle foam filled, and then another state wanted just the one that attached to the blade foam filled. And
Yeah.
it was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So this way Silky went, look, they're all hollow, do what you want, foam fill whatever you want.
Yeah. That's
So yeah, this way you can foam fill whatever.
unreal.
Yeah.
Solid.
I know, they are just, that's the thing, they're so solid, it's like the pole saws. That oval shape just gives them such rigidity.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're really
And you
useful
can
in
stop
that way.
them at sort of whatever height as well, which is, you're not limited, which can be a problem, because sometimes, I don't like to admit, sometimes you have to use them in a tree,
Yes.
because I can't get to there,
Yes.
and then if you got like 2 full sticks, we only need, can be
Yes.
really in the way, so
Yes.
that'd be, they're cool,
Yeah.
they're really,
And if you do have those times where you are climbing, you might want to think about getting them to get you something like that red one. That red one's a newer one, it goes to 4.5 metres, but it's quite compact.
right,
So if you are climbing, it's easier to climb with
Yeah.
because it's not as heavy and it's not as long collapsed down,
Yeah.
and that way you can extend
For
it
sure.
where you need it. And the blade is probably similar to the Zubat 390.
yeah,
So yeah, it's quite cool for that sort of aspect.
yeah, they're unreal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they're the same as hand saws, so they're only cutting
Yeah.
and pulling it.
Yeah. So that's all I suppose I've used as far as Silky poles. I only run the 300, like I said. I used to run the 240 just because it was shorter and actually cleaning a few eppies off and things like that. That's all I ever do with it.
Yeah.
So that was the only reason I used a shorter one, but something even smaller could be really handy, because if I'm pruning, other than if you've got to cut and hold a lot, it's quite dangerous cutting and holding one hand chainsaw use. So I use my handsaw flat out for doing that sort of stuff, and actually make my staff that use in the EWPs, they get really carried away and wanting to do this all the time. I tell them they've got to carry a Silky in the bucket to use so I had one of the guys actually cut his hand with a chainsaw and cut the tendon there. And, he's fine, but it could have been a lot worse. So it could have been avoided as well by using a Silky over it.
So what about, do you do jobs where you're cutting new growth and tidying up trees and just maintaining a certain size and shape?
Not so much anymore. When I was in
Darwin,
Darwin, we actually did a lot of, so we planted trees. We did the whole lot. So we planted trees, formative pruning, all of that sort of stuff. So quite often then we'd use our hand saws, and again the straight blade was what I used at the time, because it was what we had basically. So that and some Felco secateurs was sort of what we used.
You've got to see our secateurs.
Yeah.
We have a Japanese brand. It's not Silky, it's called Okatsune. Just as beautiful family business in Japan, and they are, just like Silky, very, very proud of what they do. This table's kind of getting full. But I think there's another size too, which is great if you've got people that work with you that have smaller hands. So there's this little baby pair too. But the great thing with these is the tree likes you because you give a better cut than your anvil style or your double blades really. It's kind of like a bypass secateur, but with far more strength. So bypass normally you can only use on soft to medium density wood. This you can use on hardwood, and the cool thing is you can open and close them with one hand. So often when you're using secateurs, your other hand's grabbing onto whatever you're chopping. So really handy that you do this, but they just are so beautiful. I actually had a guy the other day.
That is so positive compared to the other ones I've used. Like I've had older Felco brand ones, and the little
those collapsible springs.
Collapsible springs. Just they get full of dirt, and especially if you have to use one to root barriers and cutting dirty roots and things like that. They can definitely get annoying.
Yes, well this you definitely won't have the cleaning problem, and they're also super challenging to get out. So literally, we've been selling these now for, I think, like 12 years maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Really long time.
Yep.
And we've only ever had one break, so not fall out break, but
Yep.
it was with, they got basically a pretty big branch caught in between and they kept pushing. And so that snapped it.
Yep.
But that's quite a rare thing to do.
Yep,
And literally
sure.
one blade in that time,
Yep.
and one spring, should I say. This is a very dead dry bit of wood, but you cut it with it and you'll see they're just amazing. And I love the noise they make.
Cut that pretty easy, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, I hope you do really well at the next one in the world.
Yeah, that's the plan. Put in the work, and
Yeah.
you know, it's been a dream for since I started to get to there, and I've, like I said, worked really hard to come back from a lot of pretty serious injuries and keep pushing, and you know, it's finally worked out for me. So
That's so
we
good.
get there.
One of that, it's the Australian, you know, dream and the Australian way of doing it. You don't get there the easy way. It's always obstacles along the way.
That's it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, my brother's coming with me and as well, so you know, we always
Really?
said if one of us is going, we're both going. So.
Yeah. Do you look the same if you hurt yourself? Can you just slot it?
Well, we've got helmets, rainbow tie-dye airbrushed helmets with the last name on it.
That's very Byron Bay.
That's why. Yeah, that's why. So,
I actually went to Byron Bay and suddenly I'm like, I'm wearing the tie-dyed shirt.
Yeah, probably. People know us more from the photos and those helmets than probably actually know us.
Yeah. Oh, funny. That's good. I like that.
That's good. No one else does it. So
yeah,
it's
well,
just,
have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Good rainbow boys.
it's a keepsake. So you know, when I'm finished, I can put that on a shelf with the few of the trophies that I have, and you know,
that'd
things
be
that I
so
can keep.
cool.
So
Definitely.
yeah.
Watching that video as much as we loved making it. Jamie was such a cool guy and we had such a blast chatting to him. It was really neat learning all about how he got into the industry, his thoughts on the industry, what Silky products he's using, and all about his upcoming events, which sounds so exciting. We really hope he does well in the world, and we know he'll have a blast anyway, and as long as those shoulders can stay intact, he should have a really good time. Now, we would also like to apologise for our videoing skills. We know it wasn't the best, but it was our first interview, so we have learnt a lot, and we will be much better, we promise, next time.
Yes, cramming in a lot of hours in a short period of time.
Yes.
But speaking of next interviews, if you would like to be interviewed yourself, or you know someone like a tree locker or an arborist who would like to be interviewed that you nominate.
In Australia.
Yeah.
That would be easier for us.
Maldives would be
Oh man, that is true.
Yeah.
That's true. We could do that. Yeah.
Australia, Maldives.
Somewhere cool. Yeah.
Bora Bora. But yeah, that's all from us. Same place, same time next week.
See you then. Bye.